order. If you would like to join us in the Lord's Prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance, please stand. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Again, this is the final public hearing of the fiscal year 2018-2019 budget. The purpose of this public hearing is to accept input from all interested parties relative to discussion, consideration, and final adoption of the city's fiscal year 2018-2019 millage rate and proposed operating budget. During the meeting, the public will be offered the opportunity to speak and ask questions about the city's proposed budget. The hearing process and the final reading of these two resolutions are intended to meet the compliance requirements of the state of Florida Truth in Millage TRIM requirements. The City Commission and staff held budget workshops during June, July, August, and September of 2018. The proposed millage rate is 6.5314, which is an increase of 4.70% over the rollback rate of 6.2382, and was proposed with the intention to include various needed capital items and city infrastructure maintenance projects in the proposed budget while maintaining a line for contingencies. Reading of resolution number 2018-28, adoption of fiscal year 2018-2019 millage rate. A resolution of the City of Clewiston, Florida, adopting a millage rate for the final levy of ad valorem taxes for the City of Clewiston for fiscal year 2018-19 and providing an effective date. Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. I have a motion and a second the motion's made by Commissioner Atkinson. The second was by Commissioner Rowland. And discussion. Is there any discussion about the proposed millage rate at 6.5314?
We need to ask the public.
Yes. Is there any discussion or questions about the commission? Okay. And the public, it is an open meeting, so if the public would like to come forward, state your name for the record, and make any comments, you're more than welcome to at this time. Okay. I would like to say, and I've talked to staff about this, and I know we've gone through quite a few budget meetings and conversations, and I know that the commission has before them a worksheet for the certification of the TRIM documents, where the millage current rate will bring in 1.5, a little over 1.5 million, and that allows a contingency of a line item of $165,064, and this is in addition to overall the budget. The rollback rate at 6.2382 still leaves a contingency of $100,362, a difference of $68,109. Now, I was not last year when the millage went up. I voted against it. I realized that there was some concerns by staff, and I felt that those needed to be addressed. But although I felt that we would still be able to have a good budget without having to increase the taxes, I realized that today that the rollback rate at 6.2382 is a difference of $68,109, and I believe we should consider it. I believe that we have a very good, I would say, solid budget going forward, and I believe that we should consider the rollback millage rate in light of the fact that we do have to adjust our solid waste because of the continued increases since 2016. So I just wanted to put that before the commission for consideration and discussion.
Well, Mayor, I've thought about it since our last meeting, and I've come to the conclusion that we can't do both. So, if we're gonna leave the millage at the rate it is now, I'm gonna propose that our fees, that we don't go at 100% what we said the last meeting. So, I guess, the point I'm trying to make is I don't think we can do both. I think we're going to do either one or the other. So I was going to propose tonight, reducing that. I think we came to an $11 out. I think I talked to you about maybe going to a what was that I said, 505? 550.
Right. And
So,
I think you bring up a good point, because I wasn't here at the last meeting, but, I think that we need to look at user fees and those who are using the actual service of garbage. And I believe that the rollback rate is the right thing to do, because I agree. I don't believe we should do both. That's why I wanted to have that discussion.
What I'm saying, okay. So if we do the rollback, are we going to reduce the proposed increase in our?
I think those are some of the discussions that we need to look at garbage. I think I had some questions of staff, and they were still looking up some things. So I think we really need to have a very good conversation about the solid waste. And tonight would be a good night to do that, as because of the fact that we do have the resolution in front of us. So I'd like to hear from the rest of the commission on this, because I do believe that the rollback rate would be the right thing to do in light of the increases having to do with the solid waste fees.
Well, myself, I think we need to build the reserves. The reserves were spent back when the industrial park was built, and we haven't been able to get the reserves into the position that we need to have them in. And so I would prefer to go with a 6.5314.
Right. And I do believe that the money should go back to reserves, but I believe that it's important as we sell properties. I believe that there will be coming a day that we will be selling property, and that money will be going back to reserves. And even though the actual purchase of the land for the Commerce Park has not been put back, we have been going back and building reserves since 2009. There's been some build-up incrementally of the reserves. Have we put back that amount of the purchase of the Commerce Park? No. But that we knew that we went from cash asset to land asset, and then as soon as those properties would sell, we'd put that money back. And that's what my hope was.
But it hadn't happened.
No, it hadn't. It has not happened.
Right.
So
And I watched the weather just before I came, and it doesn't look like any of these pressure areas that are out there that are coming towards us. But if this meeting was in November, then I might agree. But we're not through hurricane season. And that's
right.
exactly the reason and the only reason that I'm not in favor of going back to the rollback.
Okay. Any other comments?
May
Yes, ma'am.
I take responsibility for the motion last year to increase the millage rate. I believe at that time I said I was looking, for me, that was 5 years. At the end of 5 years, let's take a look at that and reassess that. And there was a number of reasons for me, and that was the reserves, that was outlay projects that we had come up. I'm very concerned about putting them aside, because then a little bit sort of behind the eight ball and catching up with those tools and the equipment and those projects that need to be done in order for us to function the way that they need to.
Okay. Did she?
Might have lost her.
You might have lost her. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry.
breaking up.
Commissioner Peterson, you were breaking up. We didn't hear everything. The last we heard was projects.
Sure.
She was north of Okeechobee, so she's
Yeah.
in that bad area probably.
There's no service between.
Okay.
here and
We can't hear you right now, Commissioner Peterson, but we do note that you mentioned you're concerned about the reserves and the projects. Was there any other, did you want to comment?
You know, I'm in favor of keeping it at the 6.53 for, you know, hurricane reasons, content, or the reserves. You know, just, you know, if we get a grant and we need a match, we've got it there. You know, we turned down one last year because we didn't have the money. You know, I think we need to keep it where it's at to have the money if we need it.
Okay. Any other comments? Anybody else from the public? All right, there is a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Nay. Motion passes.
And I'll just say something, Mayor. Last year, I was not in support of raising the millage. You know, and we said we're gonna do it. I don't remember saying 5, but I know we said maybe 3 years. I think it was, I don't know if we wanna go that long, but I certainly, you know, we gotta look at that garbage, increase where that's where I, either, you know, we can't hit our citizens on with both. So that's where, and that's gonna be in our regular meeting, so we gotta really look at that, and decide, how much we wanna go up, and we know we gotta go up, but do we have to go up, you know, the
Okay.
number that we.
Well, as of right now, we'll be going up on both.
But as of right now, we're not really going up on taxes. We're keeping it where it was last year.
It's still an increase.
So,
But what I'm saying,
The
we
millage
can't.
rate's the same, but the taxpayers are paying more.
No,
but there's more
So-
houses, there's
so-
more, you know, there's more to it than just raising someone's taxes.
Okay.
You
So
know,
we,
people on Facebook are seeing that we're raising taxes, but we're not. I built a house this year that went on the taxes and it was $6,000. So we're not. There was several houses and other stuff that was put on the tax roll.
right, but, okay. All right, thank you. Reading of resolution number 2018-29, adoption of proposed fiscal year 2018-2019 city budget. A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Clewiston, Florida, adopting the final budget for the fiscal year 2018-2019 and providing for an effective date. Is there a motion to approve resolution number 2018-29?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second, and we're open for discussion, and this is a public hearing, so if anybody would like to come forward and make any statements or ask any questions in regards to resolution number 2018-29, which is the proposed fiscal year city budget. Again, the proposed millage rate that passed is 4.70% over the rollback rate of 6.2382. Any comments? Okay. Any other comments by the staff or by the commission? Okay, have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, this is a public hearing, so we will adjourn the public hearing. Is there a motion?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. We are adjourned for the public hearing. Our regular commission meeting starts at 5:30.